So if you've been hanging around the internet as long as I have, you probably have that itch. You know the one, the specific urge to click on a rock, wait 3 seconds, watch a number go up, and then do it again for the next 6 hours. You usually scratch that itch with the old school RuneScape, but recently I stumbled across something. This is a FlatMMO. It's a browser-based HTML canvas MMO that wears its inspiration on its sleeve. It promises that classic grid-based grinding experience without the download times or the launcher updates. But does a diet version of RuneScape actually hold up? Or is it just kind of a nostalgia baiting here? I spent a couple hours of figuring that out, so you don't have to. Right off the bat, this game does something that I generally think more online games need to do. I didn't have to give them my email, my date of birth, or my mother's maiden name. You can just log in as a guest, click play, and you're in. It's a low friction way to test the waters, which I really respect. Once you're in, though, don't expect to spend an hour on the sliders adjusting your cheekbones. There is zero character customization here. You pick a name, and boom, you exist. You're just a guy. You're greeted by an NPC named Robin, who runs you through a 4-step tutorial. It's exactly what you expect. Step 1, learn how to run. You toggle a button, your energy drains, you move faster. Pretty groundbreaking stuff here. Step 2 of the tutorial is where the violence begins. You loot the sword from a chest and you kill a chicken. It's pretty much the most basic thing in any MMO at this point. If you haven't murdered a localized population of poultry within the 5 minutes of starting an RPG, are you really playing an RPG at that point? But step 3 is where the RuneScape DNA becomes undeniable. Fishing. Grab a net, catch some shrimp, and you cook them on fire. Sound effects, the rhythm, the inventory icons, it's all incredibly familiar. It's really hitting those nostalgia receptors quite hard here. Tutorial wraps up with the dodging minigame where you avoid arrows for 20 seconds. I have to say, the music here, actually banging, goes way harder than it needs to. Once you're done with the tutorial, you get a choice. You can convert your guest account into a regular account or a hardcore account. In this context, the hardcore basically seems to be an Iron Man mode, self-sufficient, no trading. Since I wanted to play the massively multiplayer part of the MMO experience, I stuck with the regular account option. Stepping into the main world, I was level 17, just from the tutorial, but I had no idea what was going on. I started wandering around, and honestly, it is pretty charming. You got some cows, NPCs, little houses. I immediately went into quest mode, talking to everyone in sight. I found my first job in this random house. A lady was cold. She needed logs and coal. This is where I realized the game is kind enough to give you the basic tools. An axe, pickaxe, a knife, right from the start, no need to buy them, which is I think is a quite nice touch here. The resource gathering is simple, you click the tree, you get the wood. Click the rock, you get the coal. It's a point and click simplicity. I returned to the lady that was cold, stoked the fire, and got rewarded with matches and 2 coins. 2 coins, totally worth it. While exploring, I picked up another classic quest, the lost cat. I found the cat, gave it some milk, and it wandered home. I ran back to the owner expecting a big payout, maybe a rare item. She tells me the cat came home on its own. She gave me 10 coins. I basically did all the legwork for 10 gold. I also found the mayor. I expected him to have some epic storyline or a grand mission for me. Nope, nothing. get absolutely nothing for me. So far, the NPC interaction is a bit of hit or miss. But the quests aren't why we play these games, right? We play to make numbers go up. I found a furnace and an anvil, and my inner RuneScape player woke up. I wanted to craft a sword. The game is transparent about requirements. I needed a crafting level 5 and 15 bronze bars. Simple enough. I spent a good chunk of time just mining copper and coal, smelting bars, and crafting arrowheads to grind up that XP. Finally, I hit level 5. I made the bronze sword and immediately looked for something to kill. I found a farmer who wanted the 5 chickens dead. Say less. Chickens drop meat, feathers, bones, and seeds. It's a solid loot table for level 1 enemy. Feathers specifically were my next target because I wanted to switch to a bow. Next I tried to pick up a quest called Shrimp Sandwich, but I got gatekept by my cooking level. I couldn't make the sandwich, so I pivoted. I wanted to become an archer. I spent time fletching arrow shafts, and attaching those bronze heads I made earlier. But I still needed a bow. The receipt requires 30 logs, which was just more chopping. And a bowstring, I found there were spiders in the sewers that actually dropped the strings. So armed with my new sword, I headed into the sewers. Bad idea. I found the spiders, sure. But I also found goblins that aggroed instantly. I wasn't finding the quest item I needed down there, and I was getting chewed up, so I made a pretty tactical retreat from the sewers. Eventually, I was able to craft the bow, and I tried the combat again. Damage was pretty bad and I was missing a lot of shots. Clearly needed to grind my range level. Then I found the hunter NPC inside the sewers. This is basically the slayer skill. He gave me a task. He told me about the hunting system. And I got a task to kill 96 chickens. And honestly, this is where the game clicked for me. It's a mindless, repetitive, simple grinding. I spent like 15 minutes just clearing out the farm, collecting meat, leveling cooking, and watching the numbers tick up. So after a couple hours, what's the verdict on FlatMMO? It is genuinely fun, especially if you have that nostalgia for like old school mechanics. The graphics are charming and the no account required feature is fantastic for just jumping in. It's also very AFK friendly, which makes it a great second monitor game while you're working or watching YouTube. But the biggest question remains, why play this over just playing old school RuneScape? And I don't really have an answer for that. I feel like RuneScape is just deeper, a better game in almost every way. FlatMMO has a small community, about 160 players online when I played, and it serves kind of a niche. If you want like a lightweight, browser-based grinder that you can play on a potato, give it a look. But for now, I would stick with the original myself. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about FlatMMO? Have you actually played it? And especially if you're playing it over RuneScape, I would love to hear people's opinion on that. Why are you playing this game over RuneScape? Tell me down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.